Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I missed you. I was guided to come on today and do a quick daily message for you. One of the things that's happening recently, for me especially, is there are a lot of subconscious energies that are coming forward. It's the full moon today. And these readings are all meant to be timeless, so whether it's actually a full moon for you at this point, or if you just connect with some sort of energy that is attached to this full moon, either way, the message is meant for you. There's something in the throat chakra. I'm having trouble speaking. I've tried to record this a couple of times, and there's something about clearing our truth, speaking our truth, being the truth. And we talk about this all the time, but recently the energy has been speaking our truth triggers people. And there's a fear connected to their reaction. And we anticipate what that reaction is going to be. We feel the energy of it because the patterns in our life have caused that reaction every single time we would speak our truth. And so essentially it's the subconscious energy that's coming forward that has fear. It's not you that has fear though. You understand the importance of triggers on this journey. You understand that everything happens for a reason, and when you trigger someone else, you bring forward a subconscious energy that has the opportunity to be transmuted into higher vibrational light. With them seeing a trigger, if they are anywhere on this healing journey, if they are able to take the time to look at that trigger and narrow down where it comes from and get the positive out of it and shift it into something great for themselves, that trigger had so much purpose in moving them forward. Those triggers are meant to help them to move forward. They're meant to be fuel for them. It's hard for us as empaths to feel the trigger energy. When you feel that from someone else, sometimes it's irritation, sometimes it's anger, sometimes it's rage, sometimes it's frustration, sometimes it's just coldness from them when they shift into that subconscious energy, that trigger energy. And it's hard for us to feel that from them. One of the things, I pulled a couple of cards before I did my meditation today, like I said, and it just makes so much sense with this energy that I'm talking about. The card that came out is Strategy and Surrender Fear. And first thing this morning when I woke up, the song that I had in my head was Alicia Keys' This Girl Is on Fire. And so it's no coincidence that this energy, the fire in this picture, is just completely feels lit up. I can feel I can feel things being burned off. So this girl is on fire. The energy of this message is connected to the holy fire, Reiki, that I do. The holy fire is meant to burn off the debris of lower vibrational energy. So within this message, there is encoded light and Reiki that is going to help to burn off this fear energy, the fear that you have of speaking your truth, of being the truth all the time, no matter what. It says, let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. So let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. These are the stories that you, as a child, when that subconscious energy comes up, that's your inner child talking to you. That's your 5-year-old. That's your 11-year-old. For some of you, I'm just seeing all of those children now. It's your 7-year-old, it's your 15-year-old, it's your 17-year-old, it's your 2-year-old. They have these stories that they've created around those energies that they feel. So let's say 5 years old and your dad gets triggered because he operates out of trauma energy also. And so he gets angry all of a sudden at something that you said. or something that you did, some sort of truth that you spoke. It made him defensive. It triggered him into defensive, angry, projecting, all of those energies. And you as a 5-year-old internalize all of that and can feel that it's coming at you. And you create the story in your head that it's about you, and that you are the problem, and that what you just did caused that, and so it's your fault, and you should be ashamed of yourself, and you should feel guilty about the energy that they are in. And if you hadn't done that, they wouldn't be in that energy. If you hadn't done that, they wouldn't feel that way, which is 100% not true. They feel that way because of their traumas. Something that you did, something in your energy tapped into their subconscious energy, their inner child energy, and triggered the fear in them. They don't have the tools to understand how to ground that energy out and to not react and to not allow themselves to channel that trigger energy. They just are in it and they send it at you. And as a 5-year-old, you don't know any better but to want to protect yourself and to take it in as, and create this story in your head that my dad is so mad at me because of something that I did. I should be ashamed of myself. What I did was wrong. Who I am is wrong. And if I don't do that anymore, then I won't feel that energy from him anymore, because that feels really, really heavy, and it feels like I just don't want to disappoint him. There's a fear in disappointing and creating that energy in someone else. And that story is your 5-year-old story. It's not your story. We have to talk to our 5-year-old. We have to do inner child work. We have to parent them and let them know that that is not about you. Yes, your father is defensive and irritated, but the story that you're telling yourself that it's your fault and it was something that you did and he's mad at you, he's irritated at you, he's defensive against you, is not true. You can't read his mind. You can feel and read his energy, but you can't read his mind. What's going on is he was triggered and is irritated about something that happened at work. He's worried about money. There's a fear of losing control. Something that you said to him triggered and he's tired. He's tired. He didn't get enough sleep last night because he was up all night worrying. So yes, he's defensive. Yes, he's irritated. But what you were saying to him is not what irritated him. That's just what drew the energy out of him. Stop telling yourself that story. So when you now speak your truth and trigger someone else, look at that trigger as a gift. Just know that, just like this says, focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step forward. If they are being triggered into some sort of energy, just know that they are also going to be guided to the way to transmute that energy. The trigger is meant to be in its lower vibrational, energy. Solar plexus clearing right now as we speak. It's meant to be transmuted into higher vibrational light for their ascension. If they are triggered, hopefully, just send them energy. Just send them positive energy. Just say, I support you in all of your trigger energy right now. I'm so excited for you. As hard as it is to be in that energy, the sooner they can get out of it, ground themselves out of it, the sooner they're going to be able to observe it and see it and shift it into higher vibrational light, which in turn helps them to ascend. Send them energy, just positive, loving, compassionate energy. I support you. I understand you. I get you. I've been there. I am so excited to see where you go after you come down out of that triggered energy. This strategy card is about creating a routine for yourself, creating a routine of spiritual maintenance that helps you to learn how to get yourself out of trigger energy when it's you that's in it. It helps you to understand how to ground yourself. It helps you to keep yourself grounded so that when those subconscious energies come in, you are able to shift into higher vibrational light faster. You don't end up channeling that subconscious energy. You don't end up you change your reactions to a situation. That exact same thing could happen again. And when you feel someone else getting triggered, instead of you wanting to hold yourself back and not rock the boat or not make them defensive or not, create a scene or whatever it is that you have fear about when you are just being yourself, instead of having the fear of doing that, there's just going to be excitement connected to it. And you shift the way that you react to that person. Instead of holding yourself back, you're actually sending light and leaning into it even more and just saying, yeah, yes, you're triggered right now. I am not scared of that. And I'm not going to apologize for that either. I know that it has an important role in your life. I just am so excited because what I know about this is that you are going to launch after you move through this fear that you've been triggered into. Don't feed the fear with your own subconscious fear. Feed it with your light, your knowing that triggers are so important. You're getting ready to use that to move forward. 11:11 on my recording right now. My daughter just came in and interrupted, which normally, especially when I'm in a flow, when I'm in a channel and I just want to get it all out. I just want to express everything that's in my mind and everything that is all the messages that I'm getting. I usually get very triggered. Speaking of triggers, I usually get triggered right away, and it irritates me. And that is connected to my ADD. That's connected to when I get focused, when I get super focused, it feels so good to get it all out and to be speaking my truth and to be, speaking is the way that I transmute. And so, but with the ADD, when a distraction comes in, when I'm distracted away from something that I'm able to focus on, which is a really hard thing for me, it triggers me almost immediately because it's just like so scattered and it's just like, oh, I had a train of thought and I was delivering this message and blah, 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 blah. What they're showing me with that is the way to shift my reaction and to ground myself out of triggered energy. I meditated right before this, my routine first thing in the morning, the strategy that I have for being able to ground myself and remove myself from trigger energy when it comes up. Because when she first walked in, that's what started for me, this triggered energy, and it starts in my solar plexus. It's just this, it's a kind of an irritation and a frustration and just like, I got up this morning, I got myself ready immediately as soon as I got out of bed. I picked some cards. I sat down and I did a meditation. I drank a lot of water. I ate breakfast. I made sure that, and I took the time for myself. My kids would come in and say, I need this or I need that. And it's like, this is my time right now. I need to do this every single morning. You guys are able to grab your breakfast and get yourselves dressed and do the things, go play until we start school. I have to take that time for myself in order to be able to handle the interruptions or the triggers that come up for me. It's so important. And I have let them know how important it is too. So I'm in I'm in a grounded energy right now that is able to see and shift my reaction from irritation to integration. When she walked in here, it was like, okay, let me just pause that real quick. I just took a deep breath and listened to what she had to say. I let her know, please don't interrupt when I'm in the middle because I'm working right now. And but what is it? And she asked me if she and her sister could do a yard sale. They've been going through their things and set aside some things that they don't want, which is something that we've been trying to do, is purge unnecessary things around our house. As within, so without, as we purge here and remove the debris. It's actually happening in my house as well. And so what I know is that everything happens for a reason. I trust that more than anything else on this journey. Every single thing happens for a reason. And I've been talking about how the triggers are such a gift and so beneficial for the person who is being triggered if they are able to have a spiritual maintenance routine that helps to get them out of that subconscious energy, but then observe it, always come back to it. Everything happens for a reason. It's like she's bringing a message to this reading. She's bringing a message to the energy of this and saying part of that strategy for you needs to be purging things that no longer serve you. Like I said, we're in the energy of the full moon again, creating a ritual for yourself during the full moon in order to purge the things that are taking up space in your heart, the things that are taking up space in your mind. Journaling first thing in the morning is a really great spiritual practice to remove all of the things from your mind. The physicalness of writing on the paper helps to integrate your, we talk about the mind, body, and spirit connection, your spirit and your mind that were off traveling in your subconscious during your sleep. It helps to anchor all of that back into your physical body in a physical way on the paper, and it removes those thoughts, the things that are coming up, and it transmutes them by bringing them from here and putting them onto the paper. During the full moon, what I like to do also is write down the things that I have seen that no longer serve me, that I'm releasing. And then I will have a fire. I have a fire pit in my backyard, and I'll take those papers, that paper, whatever it is that you're writing on. I don't know why that matters. Somebody else is writing on something else besides paper. And I light it up. This girl is on fire. The act of taking those things, releasing them, saying that you're going to release them. That's another thing that I do too, is I'll take the list of things that I'm going to release in this full moon and I read them out loud. I create the energy of them. I take them from here. I create the energy of them. I declare that I am releasing them. Read them out loud, allow the universe to take those, and I have created the energy of release by stating my release, and then I use the energy of fire to burn off the debris of the energy of that paper, of those intentions. And a lot of times, the wind will take it, and it takes and it disperses it, and anyway, as part of a spiritual routine, a spiritual maintenance, doing a ritual like that for the full moon, for the new moon, for your birthday, for whatever it is, creating those rituals is a really amazing way to ground yourself, to ground out and take out the ego thoughts from your ego mind and release them so that you can be more in your spiritual essence and your higher self. It's important to do that for yourself every single day in order to protect yourself, to protect your energy. People talk about psychic attacks, and they usually happen when you are tired, when you have not been maintaining your energy, when it's not in a balanced place, when you're going through something that is, when you're dealing with some sort of shadows or you're in the middle of the transmutation process. If you're not taking care of yourself energetically, you are opening up your aura, your field to and the negative energies of someone else's intentions. When someone else gets triggered by you, that reaction, that defensiveness, that kind of that anger towards you, you feel the energy of that more. You open yourself up to being affected by that intention that's coming your way. And it may not be that they intentionally send you negative energy or want bad things to happen to you or anything like that, but their reaction, their triggered energy is defensive in their way, on their side, and so it's almost like they're sending back this projected kind of anger energy at you into your field. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're susceptible to being affected by that, and it's going to trigger your own fear energy. It's going to trigger your own subconscious energy. That usually holds you back. It's okay if that happens too. That psychic attack is not going to, it's not going to, like, it's not like a possession, or it's not going to drag you down. What it can do, what it's really going to do, is attach itself to whatever kind of subconscious energy you have out here that you're not quite aware of, and it usually is fear energy. It's going to attach itself to that fear energy, and it's going to put you into triggered energy. It's okay, because like I said, triggers are amazing. If you then can recognize that you are in a triggered energy, if you're hiding in fear, or if you can't stop thinking about that thing that that person said about you, or about something that you did, or a way that they interpreted something that you said, if you can't stop thinking about that, if you're turning it around and around in your mind, and especially at night, recognize that that is an energy that then has attached to some sort of fear energy within you. It's mirroring fear energy within you in order to bring it out, in order to free you from it. It's a trigger. And so separate yourself from it. Don't allow yourself to channel the emotion of it. Just sit there and say, oh, okay, I'm triggered right now. I cannot get this out of my mind. What is it that that person tapped into for me? Why does it affect me so much that they misinterpreted my words, or are judging me, or why does that affect me so much? Well, okay, when I was 5 years old, my dad used to do that to me all the time, and I used to just feel so like I disappointed him, and that in itself, when I trigger someone else, I feel as if I was wrong and that I've disappointed them. That's when your now self can step in and help to parent that 5-year-old and just let them know what amazing light they are, and how important their words were to that person, whether they realize, they just didn't realize it. We have to stand strong in who we are and in the light of who we are, and that everything that we do has a reason, and our intentions, we know that because our intentions towards these other people, whoever it is, and our intentions towards ourselves are pure and coming from unconditional love for ourselves. We spoke our truth. We are our truth regardless of how it affects other people, because we know that purity of intention for ourselves. I love myself, and doing what I know is best for me is always going to result in the highest and greatest good for me and for everyone else around me. 1111 on my recording again. I trust that so much. And so if they get triggered, I just know that it's for their highest and greatest good, and I just send them so much love and compassion, and I hope that they can get down to the heart of where that trigger comes from for them, because they are getting ready to launch if they do, as soon as they do. So that was the message for today. There's a poem that my daughter wrote for her first day of school yesterday. And it has to do with starting school. I'm just going to read it. She said, "Summer is finally over. At last, school is here. August fades into September, then October. All the sadness from this scary year is drowned out by excitement, waiting for my first assignment. The getting back into a routine, getting back into school, which she loves, getting back into the structure of having something planned out and something to do, her own strategy, feels so secure for her. It feels so grounded, and that structure is exciting for her after the year of not having much structure at all, and not knowing what's coming, and being taken out of school and being removed from her friends, and we moved into a different house, and we're in a new neighborhood, and it's just all felt really unsure and ungrounded for her. And what she knows and what she needs is strategy and a plan and structure, and her schooling kind of sets that up for her. That's the energy that we're talking about here, is creating a structured plan for yourself every single day, taking care of you and balancing your energy. If you need help in knowing how to do that, in creating or getting ideas about what is it that's going to work for me, what is it that I need ideas for the best way to ground myself each day, first thing in the morning, or get in touch with me. Let's do an ascension guidance session, or reach out to someone on this channel. Go over and join the Hawk's Nest over on Facebook. It is an amazing, supportive group of light workers who are just there to help each other, to answer questions, to be there to support the collective, to support each other, to support themselves, to ask for help. Whether you consider yourself a light worker or not, go over there and join that. And the link for that is in the box below. Also, I wanted this to be a really short reading, but apparently I had a lot to get out. So thank you for being here and allowing me to transmute whatever it is that I have coming up to be transmuted. As soon as that happens, I make space and I make room for even more light to come in, and I continue to ascend. So from the beginning of this video to the end of this video, I have ascended because I've gotten out the things that that were in here that I needed to get out and to transmute into a higher vibrational light. So thank you for being my witness, and thank you for being there with me. If you've made it this far in the video, I want you to put a sunshine emoji down in the comments. And I pick a couple of people, and I'll pull a couple of cards for you right there in the comments just to say thank you for making it this far in the video. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me or get in touch with me. My website and all the information that you need is down in the box below. I love you guys. Have a good day. I'll talk to you soon.